Your voice is very rusty.
Oh, I'm rusty as heck today.
Should we say hello?
Hello.
Hello. I guess we've started. We've started the podcast.
I like it. It's sort of most of the time we speak to each other like kids in a classroom. Say hello to Mr. David Brown. Hello, David Brown.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Holly Josh Show.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm rusty, mate. I think
you are rusty.
I'm like a rusty spoon, and you are salad fingers stroking me better. God, no. No, it's been a long old weekend, mate.
Yes.
Bank holiday.
Should we talk about last night? I want to talk about last night first, because that kind of fresh in my mind. But yeah, we're shaking
Let's
it
go
up.
Backwards.
Bank holiday shake up.
Bankwoods.
Bank whoa. No, didn't work.
There was a new jingle.
That was a whoa. We're gonna do a dubstep jingle.
Yeah,
we need to. Maybe we should do a dubstep intro.
Holly and Josh Show. No. Yeah, that worked.
That worked. Totally worked.
Yeah, well, last night was great, mate.
It was great.
You played lovely.
You were walking like a zombie.
Yes, with their tanks and their bombs and their guns. That's what I just felt like. I was just like I'd been destroyed in a war zone.
So, what happened?
Well, I can't talk about last night without talking about Saturday.
Right, let's start with you then. Let's go. All right, let's go back to our tried and tested format, shall we?
This is like a season of Westworld right now.
Just cutaways.
Yeah, exactly. Or see the Family Guy. Yeah, you think that's bad?
I'd go with like Lost.
Oh no, because I'm lost already.
Do you remember Lost?
I know. I got lost halfway through.
Oh, Lost was great, and it was literally like there was like 10 minutes of new. It was an hour show, and there were 10 minutes of new footage. And the rest were just cutaways to stuff that had already happened.
Okay. You're like, oh, remember this? Oh, you don't? Oh, you're an idiot then.
And spoiler alert, they were dead all along.
Yeah, I think we're fine. I think it's been enough.
It's been long enough, yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Lost, then there you go. Well, so Saturday I had 3 gigs in a row.
Wow. Were you gigging Friday?
Friday, yes, I was with Impilo on Friday.
Of course. Where was that?
That was at the Burston Crown.
Ew.
That was interesting.
Was it good?
Yeah, may I start from the beginning then? Well, I feel weird now because...
Let's go back to our format that we've tried to break away from and went, no, that doesn't work.
Because I just moan. And even the format, like, you're supposed to go first. You're the more important one.
Okay, let's preface with everything you said and go, no, let's not do that. I want to hear about you.
Okay. Yeah, no, Friday was nice. I had a packed up van because I got 6 seats in the new van, and I had Rainer because he was playing drums, and I had Chappers, his girlfriend.
Did you get her on a shaker or?
No, she was helping to film.
Good, she wasn't taking my job.
No,
tambourine player.
No, that's not okay. And we had obviously Murray and Bebe.
Yeah.
We had special guest Angelle came along as well.
Sick.
So we had an awesome little van just going on the way up there listening to Rye Shabby's new album.
Nice.
Rye Shabby, which is nice because we just sort of, he was actually playing at the Swan last Friday, which I heard went down really, really well.
Always does that, doesn't he?
Yeah, right. He releasing this new album, which is now available on iTunes and Spotify, etc.
Go listen.
Yeah, go listen. We'll link it.
Because it's not doing a radio show, so we can't be like, play it now.
Yeah, no, exactly. We were just going up and talking about the music scene and just about the amount of people. Ooh, there's a finger in the air.
There's a finger in the air because I'm thinking we should totally put one of his tracks on the Harley and Josh Show playlist.
Yeah. Well, funny story. I have tried many a time. However, every single one has got expletives. And,
right.
I've tried to get radio-friendly versions, but no luck so far.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll keep trying. I promise, listeners, I'll try.
Maybe we should do like an After Dark Harley and Josh Show playlist.
Ooh, the red light district.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about sort of state of the music scene. We were talking about the amount of people moaning about the music day lineup when we were on the route.
That's the thing, isn't it? People really don't like it when they don't get chosen.
Yeah, that's it.
And I think there is a certain amount of bodyism in this sort of thing, but I think it's almost impossible to have a free music event by volunteers and there not be at least a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've always said that the music industry is a particularly unprofessional industry to be in.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because you and I work together, but we're also mates.
Yeah.
You know, you work with mates and you choose who you work with because you want to be around them.
Yeah.
It's never a purely professional affair. It's often people that you enjoy, you get on with, you share common goals and opinions with.
You got to pick and choose who you're okay with being stuck in a van with for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Without wanting to kill them.
And there have been people that I've played with, and I'm sure you feel the same, where they've been brilliant musicians, but you can't be in a van with them for half an hour.
I mean, just to be clear there, I mean, like 12 hours in a van on tour, not after being kidnapped, because that always happens on, when you're in the music industry.
That's how we met, right?
That's how we were.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me, can you take this gag off so I can talk to this guy? Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, how'd you end up here?
What happened on your weekend?
Somalian pirates, yeah. But yeah, so it was just like just so many incendiary Facebook posts that people put up that, you know, by people that in person are very personable and completely, you know, very agreeable people to talk to, but on Facebook they love the controversy.
Yeah,
they love to just pop it up there and just get people to discuss and troll. It's like music industry trolling 101. Just to put a Facebook status up, all right, yeah, look at how white Ipswich Music Day is. Look at how many cover bands. Look at how many bands there've been for years. Yeah. And you know, Angelle was saying, you know, she's like that kind of hurts me because she's been on the committee, and she was, you know, trying to make sure that it was very diverse and that it was a lot of.
And she's tried really hard to make it as.
Yeah, and you know, not so male centric. She's been getting more female artists on there, a lot more original artists, and a lot of artists that have not had luck with getting in years before.
Yeah,
her and Daniel Lee Harvey. And so when somebody puts up stuff like that, then it's just like, okay, well, there's just no pleasing some people.
And I'm aware that kind of stuff is going on within the committee. I'm not in the committee, so I don't know exactly how these meetings happen, whether they meet under a full moon at midnight.
Hooded cloaks.
At the burnt grounds of the Astoria or something like that. But
they sprinkle the ashes of Ed Sheeran's guitar over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But knowing that Dan and Angelle are on the committee, I didn't know Angelle was, but I knew Dan was. But knowing that people like them that are on the committee, they are going to be pushing and actively making the most out of what they're working with. Yeah. Those are people who are very passionate about keeping music dare I say, like live, keeping it real, honest, and like I say, diverse. And even if it may not come across in the final lineup, you know that they have gone through all the applicants with a fine-tooth comb to make it what it is.
Well, it's just because there's some people that just did not apply.
Yeah.
I mean, they just, people say, oh, I haven't applied. Well, you haven't applied. and also, you've got to think about whether they're there yet. Sometimes, people sit there, I'll give brand new bands a chance and stuff. It's just like, okay, yeah, give them a chance. But sometimes people don't want to hear somebody just getting through a set. Yeah. They want to see a band, rock a set.
And there's a lot of pressure. I mean, what is it? The UK's biggest free music festival. Yeah. There's a lot of pressure that you don't want to just make something that's bands that aren't that great.
Yeah.
No, and then people go, oh, it's just the same as the Summer Fate, but with more stages. Yeah. And then the demand goes down and then it gets smaller and then it stops because that's what will happen if you don't keep that high. So there's pressure coming from both ends to keep it completely original and completely diverse. But then, what if all cover bands applied? Yeah. And they're like, well,
we've got to choose some.
Even if they chose all the original bands that applied, they might not still fill the roster.
And there've been years when, I've applied and I haven't heard back through the official channel, but the past 3 years, I heard back via a friend from the committee, texting me and just saying, "Yeah, we want you on it. We just don't worry about waiting for the thing. We'll just have you." And I was of the mindset this year. I was just like, anybody says that to me this year, I'm going to say no, not just because it's unpaid, but two, because we've paid it the last 3 years. I want more fresh acts on. I'm one of those people.
You want it to do well, and it won't if it's the same people every year.
Same people every single year. People are just like, oh, what's the point in going again? Because I saw them last year. But anyway, so that was the subject of discussion, and we were all on the same page of that, thankfully. Otherwise, that would have been an awkward car ride.
Yeah.
Just like, it's an hour. So yeah, we got to Bursting Crown, which is a lovely place. Bessie Turner put Impilo onto that one.
Oh, nice.
And they're big Bessie Turner fans. They are also some of the same people that book the WoW Festival.
Wow.
In cahoots with Maui Wowie as well.
Okay.
Yeah, good joke. So yeah, and they actually have a Maui Wowie thing, like collaboration. It's great.
Nice.
Puns, portmanteaus.
Wowie.
Punmentos. Yes. Oh, now I want mince.
Oh,
so yeah, it was a tiny little pub, 1580. It was built, absolutely beautiful, really old Tudor kind of place. Not the kind of place you would expect music, but it worked. They had a sound guy called Billy Glaswegian, I believe.
Nice.
And he really did it well. He'd already done that venue so many times, and also apparently used to be a Motorhead's monitor engineer for a couple of years. And he had.
How does he still have ears?
I know, right? He said that. I said, "How do you still have ears?" He's like, "What?" So he had there was a dead spot in the back that he'd already set a speaker up. Like, so he had the front house and he had a delay speaker at the back because there were specific points that drums would hit but guitars wouldn't. So he'd had that sorted out, which I was like,
that's that extra mile.
I'm in safe hands here.
Yeah.
So it went down really well. I mean, it's a country pub, like the only pub for miles. So it was all the locals. And it's sort of farming type community. So you could see, hip hop fusion jazz band come in, like doing some grimy trap stuff.
Yeah.
With Angelle at points, but they absolutely loved it, and they said they wanted to book Impilo because I'm not everybody that listens to this show. I'm not a full time member of Impilo, so I'm sort of speaking about Impilo in the third person almost here. But they wanted to book Impilo for the WoW Festival and gig in the park, which I cannot remember where it is, but it's you know the one.
Is that the one we did?
No, that's Gig in the Garden.
Right, okay.
But no, I said that to them. I was like, "Was that Gig in the Garden?" They're like, "Where?"
I forget anything.
Yeah. Sure. Not sure if it's patented or not. But yeah, so they specifically said we want Angelle on as well.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, because she's a dynamo. So
she's such a performer.
Yeah, exactly. And she also had a show Saturday night as well.
Did she? Right, what was that?
At the Swan. So which apparently went down really, really well. So well done, Angelle.
Nice.
So we ended up finishing up about, I think it was about 11, something like that.
Yeah.
Sat and talked to the locals for a bit. Headed on home. Kept the gear in the car, which is the great thing about just taking the van everywhere. Because just like we'll have one gig one night and another gig the next night. Just keep the gear in the van.
Yeah.
Under severe lock and key. So if you're listening to this and you're a bandit of some sorts, you're not getting in.
I always take everything out apart from the subs on the same night because I'm like, if anyone can steal them, they've earned it.
They'll do their back in.
Yeah, and that's not good, I've heard.
No, it sucks, mate. So yeah, Saturday I had 3 shows on the trot. 12 o'clock we were at the Secret Vintage World at the Minories in Colchester.
Oh yes, yeah.
Which was really nice. It was just Rich and I was playing double bass and he was playing guitar. And it was just, lots of vintage stalls, records and fashion. Somebody was doing. It was great. As a friend of ours called Alex Coulter, who is now opening a gluten-free and vegan-friendly milkshake place in Colchester.
Right.
Which we are actually playing the opening on the 16th of June.
That sounds nice.
Which is going to be really fun, actually. Raina's super up for that.
Oh.
Bing, bing, bing. Getting bingo cards out.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about it.
I was actually organising my birthday party this morning, and that's going to be around then. So,
nice.
So Raina can't go then.
Well, it's during the day.
Sad.
It's during the day.
Oh, it's fine.
So
right.
Yeah. So she was getting her hair did. Right next to the stage, like watching us while getting her hair curled, sort of thing. I was just like, this is bizarre. I love this.
That's awesome.
I was like, nobody clap your hands though when you got straighteners in your hands. Like, so yeah, we did an hour there. I really wanted to look around some of the stalls, but we actually had to zoom off immediately The acts we heard before and as we were packing down afterwards were great. I'll have to remember their names and put them in the
similar
description.
sort of genre, vintage sort of rockabilly kind
turned
of thing.
Well, sort of. We turned up and there was a lady doing an Etta James cover and and a Billie Holiday. So it was really nice. And as we were sort of going on, it was kind of bluegrassy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we had to shoot straight down to Wickham Market, and it was raining like while we were in sort of Colchester and on the way to Colchester.
Yeah.
Get to Wickham Market, blistering heat, absolutely blistering heat. Loads of people there. It's gotten bigger this year, party by the pitch.
Good.
And a much bigger turnout. I believe that's probably because Wickham Market have not got a pub anymore.
Not at all.
They've had loads of brand new homes built in the last sort of year, but the only bar or watering hole is Wickham Market Football Club, and so they sort of put this party on every year just to sort of keep the money in, so that they can keep the place running.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people haven't got a place to hang out.
That's a real shame.
Rich and I played there as a duo a little while back, and there was just people there going to drink, and turned up, and there was some friends of ours, and they were like, I didn't even know you were playing tonight. I was just like, oh, this is a nice surprise. And they were like, yes, because it's the only pub this as well will be. So hopefully, Party by the Pitch.
I played that a few years ago, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with Lucy Sampson.
Oh, very
We did a lot of those stuff around there. Yeah, and it was a very small festival thing then.
Still same vibes. I think they got Sean is bringing up a bigger PA next year. Sean's fantastic. He supplied the PA because he does a lot of sort of Jamaican sound system style stuff.
Yeah.
Really knows how to get the dub bass.
Yeah.
So the subs were just stacked and stacked and stacked. So it was huge. But we were back at this truck, and there was a it's a truck, and then they had a sort of plinth next to it. So it was kind of like a T-shape stage.
Yeah.
So I was out on the bottom of the T. On the front there.
Oh, nice.
Whereas the rest of the van were in the shade. And I wore my black Lockerbilly shirt, black T-shirt, black skinny jeans. It was the worst idea.
Did you melt?
I did. I was like...
You were a puddle on the floor.
Ball soup. It was just mate. But it was nasty. But, lovely crowd. We were warming up. We were the support band, should I say, for Harmless Crossfire.
Of course you were, yeah.
Rock Projects? No. They did a really good work. They did a really good job. But in the process of me loading the gear onto that stage, very high truck, the most narrow steps I've ever seen. It was pretty much like loft steps.
Right.
Trying to get up onto the stage. And I lifted my AC30 up and just felt my back go. I was like, no, I've got an hour to do now. I was just like, power through. I just had to just switch off.
Yeah.
And just get through the show because we played that, stuck around a bit for Harmless Crossfire, and then had to shoot straight off to Bury St Edmunds with Impilo to play at the Hunter Club as part of their Culture Clash, raising money for Strawberry Fields Festival because they're putting up it's Wigwam Promotions putting up their own stage there, so they're just sort of raising money for the acts for that. Again, I just had to lug the AC30 around and lug in more gear, and I was just like, switch it off, just get it going.
Do you know how much your amp weighs?
No, I should.
Because, one thing that, we did discuss this last night. We shouldn't be talking between radio shows. We should really be ignoring each other's existence, even on stage, really. And just
I try, but you just say
it. Yeah, I just keep looking at you. Sorry. But I had to tell someone off on Friday, a friend of the band who often helps us out. Which, if you do help a band out, like when they're packing down and stuff, we do really appreciate it. Mm-hmm. But there are certain times where he came out with my sub, which is 40 kilos, and he was carrying it on his own. I said, dude, can't have you doing that.
Stop man testing everything.
It's I said, we've got wheels, we've got dollies, we chuck them on wheels because if anything goes wrong, if he hurts himself, amps can be replaced, but backs can't.
Yeah.
And
you may have PLI, but I mean, having money for something doesn't mean that it's just going to be sorted.
That's it. And and I think public liability only covers insurance. It only covers up to 30 or 35 kilos. anything over that point, it needs to be carried by 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I put wheels, because, well, you can have 2 people carry one thing, or you can have 2 people wheel 2 things.
Yeah.
It's nice and quick, packed down nice and easy. Yeah. So I sympathise, because I don't think your amp's above 30 kilos.
No, but still.
But lifting it up that way,
You're right. It's just that thing of you got to be smart with these things. I think I might have to just do the same thing as you and invest in a dolly.
Yeah.
The old Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
There we go.
You should write Parton on the dolly.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you just got to power through with these some things sometimes. Like you say, just people sort of think that they're helping, and you're sitting there going, no, you're carrying it wrong. You're going to rip that sort of thing, and you don't want to say to them, no, get off, I'll do it, because you don't want to be rude.
It's also the other thing, even on the non-heavy stuff, and it's an awkward situation. I'd never been lucky enough if someone carries your guitar. If Murray carries your guitar and drops it, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
But you know him, you can work something out if he feels the need to pay for it. If a stranger drops your guitar and goes, "Oh, sorry, mate," there's really no
there's going to be handbags at dawn. And that's just the thing. Even my own band carrying my stuff, I'm not precious about it, but I'm just like, no, man, you don't have to do that. It's the thing. I'm paying you to play. And they obviously they're great guys, and they help out with setting up the PA, and they help out.
They do a very good job.
It's kind of the same thing with the rock project, that we're not there to set up and pack down, but we do it because we know how hard it is.
Yeah.
So I just powered through. Bury in the evening, great band to start off called Organ of Corty. Now I'd heard of them before, but I'd not seen them before. 3-piece. Stoner doom electric wizard kind of band, real droney fuzz, just drums, bass, guitar, bass player sung. Name was Joe. I was really impressed by them. They've got a free download up on SoundCloud. They're currently working on an EP. Watch this space. Find them on Facebook. We'll put it in the description. I think that's another one on the card, right?
That is on the card.
We've got to talk about this in a sec.
We'll talk it between yours and mine.
They did a great show. Problem was there was only about 6 people in there, because it was Impilo, Murray, Bebe, Raina, and I watching, and their girlfriends watching, and the sound guy, and Sean, the DJ, who I knew as well. And it's just kind of the Hunter Club. It's not a huge venue, but you can tell when there's not enough people in there. Yeah. So it's a shame. It was a Saturday night.
It's a hard one for bank holidays. I do find bank holidays on Saturdays can be a bit quieter because people are saving themselves for the Sundays.
That's true.
They're a hard one to get right. I know on May Day weekend I was playing in Felixstowe, and it was very quiet. And I put that down to the fact that we had the first weekend of really good weather, and everyone just went out during the day. A day in the sun, and you're done by 8. And I think there was a little bit of that last night, but there were a few more people about. So that helps things. And should we go on to Sunday?
Yes. Well, I cannot remember what the last band was called. I've got to remember what they were called, but they were like
link in the description. That was their band name.
But they were like ska punk kind of thing, real big fish, but a little bit more skinhead sort of thing. So they were quite cool. Tats and everything looked a bit rockabilly. Had a Gretsch, so I was like, I appreciate that.
Nice.
So Sunday was a day of rest and recuperation for me. Just during the day, just like doing yoga and Pilates, and just having a bath in Tiger Balm. Tiger Balm. Exactly.
Tiger Balm.
Finished a couple things for Frankie's birthday, which is today.
Yay!
Happy birthday, Frankie. Well, not today.
It's 3 days.
3 days ago, yeah.
If you're listening at the moment of this is released.
She didn't like her presents, and I am now dead.
Yes.
Welcome to the Harley and Dead Josh Corpse show.
Harley and Unjosh show.
You'll be like, how you doing, Josh? Moving
just have Lucy around from now on.
Yeah, that's it. It's a better idea. But yeah, then we had. We're like one of those great movies where it starts at the end.
With Pulp Fiction.
Exactly. So now we're on to the point where I was walking around like a zombie, moaning about my back like a little.
You were literally walking like a zombie.
No, just like Uncle Fester when you sort of can't turn his neck and his shoulders go, so just everything else goes.
Gemma did comment on that. Gemma Cunningham, who joined us, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. What a voice, that woman!
Incredible and great.
What a good voice.
Great charisma on stage. Her and Andy were riffing off each other so
Swears
well.
like a sailor. Absolute sailor.
So, you would not know she's a teacher.
She's a teacher.
Yeah.
And a very intelligent
I think it's what it is. She does 5 days of not swearing, and then 2 days she just does...
F.
She does 7 days worth of swearing in 2 days.
Like Cartman in the South Park movie. You need to put like a chip in her head. Like,
yeah.
Donkey raping S-eater. She came on. What was it? What a Man.
She did more songs than I thought she did.
Piece of My Heart.
Yeah,
but it was different ones than I just wanna make
love
birthday
to you.
cake. So you did that one, and that's funny because that one we had a rehearsed ending, which obviously she didn't know about.
Yeah.
So we were all waiting for the rehearsed ending. And then Andy was just like wagging fingers. Do this thing.
There was a few. We're getting better at the communication. We're still working on that. This is, by the way, Hoppi And The Hopefuls.
Hoppi and
I'm not
the
sure if we mentioned that. You might,
no, I think we did. At the Gardener's Arms.
At the Gardener's Arms, yeah.
New stage.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
I like it.
It's really nice to actually have a stage.
And the sound on the stage was fab.
Yes,
because it's
really
carpeted, very low ceiling up.
It's a very lively room, but it meant that where the noises were coming from weren't too lively.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. Like I say, our previous gig, we certainly suffered from what Dan said was too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because you've got 3 band leaders at the front of the stage.
Yeah,
and there was always a little bit of a question. And most of the time we were all following the same person. There was literally 1 or 2 times where the lead shifted and it got a little bit away from where it was. Yeah. So it's but we're only 3 gigs in, 4 gigs in, if that.
And even only 3 gigs. Well, 2 gigs in with the full lineup.
Yeah, that's it. We have only done 2 full lineup.
Yeah,
gigs.
exactly.
So it's,
it was better. Look, Andy was much more of a boss this time. Like a boss. That's the thing. Like, it's her band. It was her vision.
Yeah.
And when she's got somebody like me and Giles on stage with her, I don't want to say intimidated because she's a consummate professional on her own right. But when you've got people that are so used to leading there, it's quite difficult to tell them what to do.
I think I'm going to say this. You are a natural leader. You are. I mean, you've done it very well.
Thanks,
for the last 3 years, and that's one thing that you're very good at. When I see the Lockerbillies, is you don't necessarily need to rehearse lots because you've done your rehearsal in the early stages, but then you can variate from it because you're very good at communicating that. And I don't know if it is.
My hands like the Team America secret signal. Changing.
Yeah. I don't know if do you find it hard to not lead sometimes? Is it sometimes you got to kind of consciously step back?
No, I love it.
You love it. You love just go. I can
just sit back. I mean, with the Hopefuls, it sort of gets dumbed down at the leadership thing to just eyes and ears, just like looking at everybody most of the time. I'm not very good at communicating during solos, apart from when I'm about to end.
Yeah.
Because I'm eyes closed. I barely ever look at my guitar when I'm soloing. I'm just like, just think it, feel it, hear it.
I think that's one thing that the one communication that was missed was during your guitar solo, and Andy kind of gave the thing for you to carry on the solo, but you were in the zone and ended it, which. I think if you're on the solo, you should kind of direct how long that is because you're saying a sentence. if you're about to finish a sentence and someone says, carry on that sentence, you're like...
and then there was a chicken.
Yeah. And then I got home and had a sandwich. It was very nice. It was, yeah.
With the chicken? Did you kill the chicken?
No, you had the sandwich with the chicken.
Oh.
Sat down,
Was it a chicken sandwich?
Candlelit dinner, yeah.
Cannibalism.
Yeah.
This is what happens when somebody tells you to finish the sentence. Nonsense comes out. And it's the same with guitar playing. It's the same with any playing. But yeah, so we that was it. I really enjoyed just being able to look at people and like being friends with everybody that's on the stage.
Yeah.
I know what your signals are.
Yeah.
If it was a dep gig, I'd need somebody to be sitting there going, real eyes, big eyes, and jawing about that. But with you guys, just a subtle wink. I'm like, okay, I know what's coming.
Yeah.
Or just it's me because you winked.
There are very few songs that have more than 2 sections in that band as well. So it's there aren't many parts where if someone nods at you, you do the bit that you're not already doing. It's mostly that. So it's a lot easier than a lot of it's not like YYZ.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because if you in a band that plays YYZ, you don't look at each other because you know exactly. You count the bars.
Yeah. Or listen to the click you've got in your ears.
Yeah. Or that'd be a weird click. It would stay the same.
No, just keep it in 16ths.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, that's the end of what I did. Full stop. Yeah.
And then I got home and had a sandwich.
That's over the chicken. So actually, no, I dosed myself up and what was it? I lathered myself in Tiger Balm and had some pill that Andy gave me. That was a medical pill, which gave me crazy night sweats, but I was numb from top down, so I was fine.
It did make me laugh. You were loose as anything whilst playing, and as soon as the song, the gig stopped, you were just like... But like, I don't know whether you were in the mood, in the zone, so you couldn't feel it, or whether you were just
because I was bopping with my lower back rather than my head. Yeah, that's fine.
Just
like
all
rock
in the
like
knees.
a hinge.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that's what I did. Bingo.
So we did discuss this last week, and I made us a bingo card. A J.S. a Harley and Josh show bingo card. I was thinking because I was looking in my mind, Paris, at the first wing because there's a Harley.
The first thing
and various things that we discussed. There's Impilo. There's Lockerbillies. There's Raina Vandell.
Oh yeah.
There's a Tom McCarthy
name
rhyming Arthy. There's Rock Project, there's Old Jet, there's various things that we talk about all the time. And if you can complete a line during the live show, I want people to comment or post on our page saying bingo.
Yeah.
And you know what they're going to win.
What they're going to win?
Tell them.
What? Oh, they're going to win a lap dance from Harley Carter.
Damn it. No, we don't really know what we're going to win, but we just want to do it as a little bit of fun. Maybe we should... wait.
Well, what we'll do is each week, what we can do is we'll see if we can send you some music.
I was going to go one better.
Oh, come on in.
We will write a song about that person. If they give us some details, we'll write a short song.
We'll give them a jingle.
And perform it live the following week.
Okay. Yep, sure. So we'll give them a name jingle.
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, so yeah, get your bingo on for your name jingle. And we expect you to have it as your text tone or ringtone.
Yeah. And
for life.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
just so you can be a nice little obscure Harley and Joshua hipster.
Exactly. And people will be like, what is that? And you'll be like, oh, you wouldn't know it.
You wouldn't know. But I know what it is.
Yeah. It's how much ego must you have to confidently have a song about you as a ringtone?
I'm amazing. My name is Victoria. Oh, yeah.
Are we going to keep that in there?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, she hasn't even won the bingo yet.
We know
she's probably won the bingo today.
She's probably listening live now.
Somehow.
She's probably our most dedicated listener.
Yeah.
No.
Analog Hack.
Yeah.
So,
Analog Hack. Great band name.
Oh, yeah, mate. Oh, yeah. What did you do?
Righty, I'm going to try and go through this as quickly as possible because I was supposed to be in Framlingham in 10 minutes' time, but it's not a problem. It's fine. I'm fine. I won't hold it against you. I will. So,
right.
Are you? I look like you were just turning away in a grump, but I'm guessing you're doing
not
massaging your shoulders.
I'm yogaing while you're talking.
So my weekend involved of a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday.
Mental, man.
And a Monday, but it's not really over yet.
Today is.
So Friday, I had a great one. I was playing at the Owl and Pussycat with Chart Attack.
Oh, cool. How was that? Where did you play?
Pardon?
Where did you play?
The Owl and Pussycat.
No, but in there.
You know where the pool table is?
Oh, back in the corner.
Yes.
Okay.
Sort of at the top, which is weird because there's a big post in the middle, and then there's two holes either side. So me and Elliot were one side.
Sorry, euphemism.
We had Andy on the alternating side.
Right.
Andy Bartlett, who was filling in again. It was a last minute gig, and Oscar was already gigging with Motherfvnker, so he was depping with them, and so we couldn't. Yeah, I was really annoyed that I was missing it.
Yeah.
That would have been sick.
Where was that?
Grosvenor.
So,
yeah. And had tubs in the middle.
We'll see if we can find some footage and put it in the thing.
I'm sure there is. Yeah.
In the description.
Link in the description. So they. It was a really good night. I thought it was a little bit quiet.
Uh-huh.
Me and Toby were talking about it, saying, well, last time we saw a band here, there was loads of people around. And Toby made a very smart judgment that where we were playing, there was a few people, but when we went to see a band, there was a few people in the top bit, and everyone was downstairs by the bar.
Classic.
I was like, because of the weird shape of the building, you don't necessarily see everything that's about.
Yeah.
And there are those, it's same with Copas. It can be a very busy place, but you don't see that. Yeah,
it's the same place. So when I played at Owl and Pussycat years back, I did a Halloween show for them. I think it was 2014.
Yeah,
and I played. No, it was 2015, and I played in the corner right next to the bar. So when you walk in, so right over there, that would have been a better place for you guys.
I think so. Yeah.
But that's not your call.
No, and that you do get stuff like that when you turn up to place and they're like, oh, I play there, and you're like, it's not going to work. But you kind of got to do what they say because they might know something more than you that works in a better way.
Those plugs do not work, and you will probably die if you plug anything into them.
Potentially that. I did have a weird thing last night. Actually, I plugged in a 4-way into another 4-way just to get some extension, and Giles' amp started humming, and I was like, this 4-way's not plugged into anything. But just the fact that it was plugged in caused a hum.
Old school electronics.
It was a brand new 4-way.
I mean his amp.
Oh, his amp, maybe so. Yeah, it was a really odd one. But anyway.
Or aliens.
Probably that.
Yeah.
So that was my Friday. Saturday, what did I do during the day? I think I just did.
Have you got anything else booked in at the Owl and Pussycat, if you don't mind me asking?
Not yet, but they want to try and get us back at some point.
See, there we go, it worked.
Yeah, no, they really enjoyed us. I actually had a couple of inquiries, a couple of birthday parties.
Sweet.
Like I say, that's kind of what Chart Attack are good for, is those kind of, I think it was for a 30th birthday party, which is, and that's exact. I'm glad that the intended audience is responding, reacting.
That's it. Like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the times when people are moaning about not enough people being there, the people that are there are actually probably appreciating it more because they're sitting there going like, well, this is like a personal show for me. Yeah. And they also, because of that, might want to book you again. Sorry, I interrupted your Saturday.
How didn't that's fine.
This is what I do.
Yeah. No, so my Saturday, I had a private wedding with the Mementos.
Oh, was it momentous occasion?
It was a momentous occasion.
Nice.
At, I can't remember the name of the place. It was near Newmarket, but it was such a beautiful drive. Went through some beautiful towns on the way there. It was just a really nice venue. Right. We had Nick White, our old keys player who left us at the end of last year. He was jumping in when we got our new keys player, Dom.
Does he say he's newly married?
No,
different guy. Sorry.
Different guy. Rob, our drummer, has recently got married.
There we go.
So Nick, he left the band at the end of last year. Under no bad blood, he just wanted do something a bit different. He's now playing in a band whose name I can't remember.
Are they black metal?
Yes. No.
Noise.
Much the opposite. A folk.
White metal.
Yeah. Whitewood. They're folk music. Lovely, based in Cambridgeshire. And he's really excited about stuff he's got coming up with them. They've got music videos on the way. They've got an album or an EP that's sort of in the pipeline. And it's the most passionate I've heard him sound about music for a long time, which is really good that he left for a good cause and that cause is serving him well.
Fruitful.
But he really enjoyed the gig last night.
Yeah.
Saturday night. He really enjoyed it. And
where was it, if you don't mind me asking?
I'll find the name of the venue because I cannot remember.
What town?
It was outside of Newmarket.
Right? Oh, okay, yeah.
It was.
But yeah, like it's quite good when you've got people that have already been in the band depping for you or whatever, because it's like they already know the tunes. I think Rich has done that with Okazan and Countdown to California, his old bands before.
Yeah.
Again, didn't leave in bad blood. They lived in Milton Keynes, so he had to keep driving back and forward all the time. So he was like, I can't do this. I want to focus on teaching and stuff that's going to make me money. So he would do some, but he played bass for them, and sometimes they're now full-time bass player can't do it. So he turns up and he's playing it, and he's like, this is nice because I can dip in and out of it now. It's not such a grind.
Yeah.
You can just, I remember this. Have you found it?
No.
Oh.
I can't remember.
Maybe it didn't happen.
Maybe I was just imagining the whole thing.
God.
It was definitely a Saturday. Nick, there we go. It was at the Granary Estates in Newmarket.
A swanky looking place.
Very swanky. Very nice. Lovely big hall. I think it was one of those places where they did the whole wedding and the reception in sort of all in one place.
Cool.
It had a whole courtyard, and my favourite thing of all thing when you go to a wedding,
chocolate fountain.
Hog roast.
Ooh,
yeah.
Chocolate fountain hog roast.
Oh, I could do that. I do like to marry the sweet and savoury.
Yeah.
My parents think I'm some form of heathen because I love
dipping pork in chocolate.
Beer and chocolate.
Euphemism? No.
Can you have a bar of chocolate and beer at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I actually prefer chocolate with beer. I prefer beer with chocolate.
You can get those chocolate stouts, can't you?
Yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah, beautiful stuff.
Oh yes, mate. So yeah, cool.
And yeah, so that was a really good gig. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was good to have Nick back. I didn't play particularly well.
By your own opinion.
I'd rewired the headphone amp for my in-ears, and I hadn't set something right. For the first set, I was
flying blind.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I actually, second song in, I switched it to the drummer's set, which was just toms at full volume, and I was like, I'm going to put the bass up and then just turn everything down. And which was all right because Rob was like, I couldn't hear the bass very well, and you turned it up, so that was fine. So that was all right, but I couldn't hear my vocals at all for the first.
Do you have that on your iPad on stage then?
Yeah. Smart. So I've got a little stand which I can do a mix for.
Just sitting next to you.
Yeah, so that's just always there. But it saves the settings, so the next gig will be the same as where I left it. So you just make small changes. So yeah, that was really enjoyable. It was great. Next Sunday, I got up and I went down to Woodbridge to see the Rock Project crew
at the tabletop.
At the table, yeah.
It was just the table.
I think it's called the table.
Just the table.
Yeah, and it was really good to see what they brought to the table.
Yeah,
and it was good fun because I went up there with Raina and we chilled with Mr. Murray and Dave, his friend, and it was great to catch up with those guys.
Yeah, definitely.
To not be gigging and chatting 5 minutes between sets.
Murray was singing Luca's praise.
Yeah, he's what? 12, 13. Yeah. Incredible drummer, really good, but he's also a very good bass player and guitarist.
Yeah, he's like a young Tom Morello.
Yeah.
Like, I watch him play guitar and he's got it down by his knees.
Yeah.
And he's got the attitude. He's around, he's dancing with it as well. I mean, I've given him a couple of lessons, but man, he doesn't need much.
Raina was saying he's got to be careful because he's going to be teaching, he's going to be stealing Raina's job in a few years' time, so.
But, not until, he's going to be in demand.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that you are not prepared for in musical education is how in demand you can get.
Yeah.
And how to deal with that demand. As one thing I've had to just have myself thrown into a bit is just like, okay, so you get a product out, you've rehearsed, you can gig, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But then being able to say no to things, being able to judge whether somebody is definitely going to pay you, being able to judge if this is the right career move for you and stuff like that. Just nobody can really teach you that. There are productivity things that you can be taught, obviously, and there are just certain things that I've learned and built up over time, just like having apps that hold my bookings in certain places.
I have to say, I'm quite envious of you. You've managed to get all your band using the Trello app.
I feel like I'm going to change that though.
Yeah, you're going to.
I feel like I'm going to change to a different app because Trello is not updating my Google calendars, and it is messing me about.
Right.
And that's another thing that you're not taught how to deal with is just the fact of there are going to be times when you've got double bookings. Which ones you take, which ones don't you take. How do you go about talking to the people so that you can still get a booking out of them in the future, even though that you have left them in the lurch? So that's what I'm hoping that I can instill into some of the Rock Project students is just a bit of like, okay, so yeah, you've gotten good now. Where now?
Yeah.
So that's just like there's no
name your next book.
You've
gotten good now.
Where now? Just call it now. Because there is no Google search that you can do that will be specific to your problem.
No,
like that's just one problem that I've had, we've both had to deal with over time, where it's just like, oh man, this mic isn't working for me because of this specific situation, but I need another mic for this weekend. But if I order it, then it's going to be 3 to 5 days, and I've only got 2 days. So what shops can I go to? Oh, but that shop doesn't stock this one. I'm just going to have to go with this mic and deal with it.
Yeah,
those kind of things. Because you can't, you may sit there and go, what mic is good for this situation, and it will tell you that, but it's not going to tell you about how much time you've got to get it.
Yeah,
how much is going to be in one certain place and in much another.
And it's so personal. Like it's mad how I'm talking about microphones. I know we're being generic, but to be more specific, I'm not a big fan of the SM58.
Okay,
they're boxy. They don't quite give me the clarity that I like in my voice. They bring out my nasaliness. However, I love the D5. It works perfectly. I mean, it's a bit cleaner on the mids. It works great. You can push the upper mids to get that kind of the walkie-talkie voice that cuts through nice and easily. Our singer, much the opposite. Just D5s don't work for him. 58.
It's Elliot.
Yeah, you can run it flat pretty much, take out some of the low end, and it's perfect for his voice. And it's weird that works for him. You can't Google what vocal mic works for my voice.
Yeah, for a certain person.
Although Google does listen to your voice a lot, it probably couldn't tell you that.
Exactly, and it's even down to the points of where you're like, okay, I want to get on festivals, or I want to get on radio shows.
Yeah,
you can't sit there and say, how do I get on radio shows? Somebody will tell you exactly the thing that you knew was the right thing. Find out who these people are, get them your demos. But it's not going to tell you what to write in that email, because that Google search isn't going to tell you what your band is exactly like. And
I mean, you can also, in terms of pick two big bands and see how their path to where they got to went, and very few musicians took the same path.
No way. Yeah.
And if so, it's not because one told the other to do that. It's just by coincidence. There are bands like Queen. They got their big hit because BBC bought some new equipment for a studio. I think it might have been for Maida Vale.
Right.
And one of the guys that worked there was like, "Oh, I've got a mate's band. Should we get them in? Because they're just a band, local band. We'll get them in to do some stuff." And they did, and then put some mics up, recorded, and went, "Oh,
that's really good."
Yeah, like to think that they were just a band drafted in just to test some equipment. And they went to one of the world's biggest bands.
Lesson from that, I guess, is just be available.
Yeah.
Be available and easy to book.
Yeah.
That's it. And on that bombshell, Harley's got to get to the castle on the hill.
Oh, yeah, is that what is actually at the castle?
Apparently.
Sick.
Yeah, mate.
Nice. Well,
you're like, all right, I better put that on my postcode or whatever.
Well, what have you got coming up this weekend?
This weekend I have a private party Friday, and also we have Hoppi And The Hopefuls at the Rep in Ipswich. So that's going to be a fun evening. Yeah, exactly. I've missed playing at the Rep. Can't wait. And then on Saturday, I have a wedding up in Eye.
Yeah.
So nothing really to promote there. Wait a second. Sunday. No idea what's going on Sunday. It says no title, which is great. That's again this Trello app messing me about. I'm gonna have to find another one. So yeah, what else we got? Rock Project this week. Actually, and also Wednesday, I'm gonna be live on BBC Suffolk for the Suffolk Show.
Nice.
In the morning.
Cool.
But this is going to be
our first gig together.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Was that last year?
It was last year.
Wow.
Yeah, mate.
Nice.
Yeah. This will be in the past. So if you're listening to this now, I'm probably dead.
iPlayer.
There we go. iPlayer. There we go, mate. Yeah. Sorted.
Crosstalk. For me, I've got Hoppi And The Hopefuls on Friday at the Rep.
Nice.
Saturday, I've got a night off. I'm going to Laura from the Mementos birthday party.
Oh, cool.
Which I'm really looking forward to.
Rob's playing that one as well.
Hopefully so, yeah. He was supposed to be doing it with his wife, Christy, but she's had tonsillitis.
Oh, bless her.
And she doesn't think she's going to be able to do it, which is a real
You can do
shame.
it. You got a voice like an angel.
I have, but those fallen angel, maybe. Yeah. And then Sunday I've got a recording session at Area 51. We had a singer Ore come in a few weeks ago, and she's coming back. Her name's Ore.
All right. What kind of music?
Worship.
Like gospel stuff. Nice.
Music. And we did 2 tracks with her a few weeks ago and went down really well.
Solo?
Just solo. She has the tracks. I think the music's been recorded elsewhere, and she just needs to get the vocals done. Cool. So, and that's something that we do at Area 51. As we've shown, we recently had the videos go live of Lauren, Jennifer, and Claire Francis. No, someone Francis. Charlotte Francis.
Okay.
I'll cut that out to make it look like it's all in one bit. I won't. I'll forget.
We never do.
Yeah. They did a video at the studio a few weeks ago, and that's gone live, and that's had like thousands of views. I think it's like 5,000 views on YouTube already, which is really good, and they are really good. We've got another video of them hopefully coming out in the next few weeks as well. So
sweet, mate. Yeah, nice. Gigs. That's you done.
That's my done. That's me done for gigs. And yeah,
I think we did, didn't we? Yeah,
we've done it.
Remember to like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube.
Download the bingo
card.
Bingo card. We'll put it on our Facebook, I guess.
Yeah.
So you can play along at home. We'll change it. We'll swap them all around next week. So we'll find out. And
we'll find a way. Yeah.
And if you want, so if you want a jingle written about you, let us know. Be the first one to say bingo after we call them all out.
Yeah, exactly. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, click the bell so that you can always get notifications whenever we are posting stuff.
Yes, that's really good for us. Any reviews, thumbs up, likes, subscribes really help us be put out there, and more people can hear about what's going on in the local music scene and the world music scene eventually when we get to that stage. Right. I guess we are in the world, aren't we?
Yeah. Are we though?
I think we are.
Harley and Josh show. Out of this world. Yeah.
New jingle. We've got so many jingles that are half finished.
No, we never actually do.
But,
all right. Well, mate. Thanks, Harley.
Thanks for popping by.
Yeah.
I feel really bad. I didn't offer you a drink or anything.
That's right, boy. You know, I'm not always drinking during the day. Just tea, drinking tea and taking names, mate.
You did ask me to get you tea and coffee on the way around.
That's right, I'll get them.
And then I was gonna have them ready for you here, and then
screwing mate, psychoactive caffeine. Anyway, mate, I'll see you at Old Jet then.
See you at Old Jet, my buddy.
Oh yeah. Bye.
It's the Harley and Josh show at Harley's house.
Harmonizing.